Okay, now we're going to speak to Man City fans. So John is probably the happiest person we're going to have up on the stage tonight. So, John, look at that smile straight away. You know the title was done and dusted, mate.
Evening, Mark. How you doing? You okay?
Oh, not too bad, sir. Not too bad. Good to see you again.
Yeah, thanks for having me back on.
Well, like I'm probably not going to talk about the City Luton game too much because that's kind of just that match was set up just so Erling Haaland could cement his place as Golden Boot winner, really, wasn't it? It's always going to be an absolute spanking.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like being disingenuous to other sides, but I think Luton were probably tactically and football sense one of the worst teams I've ever seen at the Etihad, and I've been going since Kevin Keegan was our manager, so that says something. But yeah, obviously you talk about two sides of varying different qualities and abilities coming off the bench. So I think just stamina and tactics took over at the end of the day. So it was a bit of a walkover, but I thought Luton could have gone for a bit more. Just I don't know. I think thought they pretty much.
Well, if FFP has got anything to play into this season, you might be playing them in the Championship next year anyway, but we'll talk about that a bit later.
Hey, it'd be great. Looking forward to it.
I mean, can you see City dropping any points from here on in, looking at your running?
I mean, everybody in the media or City fans are saying it. We've got the easiest running, but we've got Brighton a week on Thursday, where I know Brighton have been in great shakes probably since coming back after Christmas, really. But they did give us a good run in when we played there last season. I think in Estepinian get the goal of the season against ourselves. So I think that's what I'm a little bit nervous for, and obviously Tottenham as well. The new White Hart Lane, whatever you want to call it. It's not been a happy hunting ground for ourselves, but have the wheels fallen off for Ange? Has he kind of no plan Bs or anything like that? So I think potentially Brighton or Tottenham is where I don't think we'd lose, but I could see one of them being a draw. I think I've said it before in the podcast, having been at the QPR game, the Aston Villa game, we've had to win it against West Ham and Brighton on the final day of the season as well in recent times. So anything could happen. There's a long way to go until the final whistle. I mean, we've got West Ham on the final day, so even though it's at home, could David
fine. Don't worry about
that. So yeah, we'll have to see. It's great that what happened on the weekend. It gives us a confidence boost, and as we've seen last season when Arsenal faded away, we just went and kicked on, and it was kind of see you later. But I don't think it'll be as straightforward as last season. I hope it will, but it's all to play for.
Yeah, fair enough. Someone's having a dig there at Liverpool, I think, from that. But good to get a shout out, John.
Thanks, Gracie. Appreciate it. Very kind of you.
Actually, while we touch upon that, because the score's just come through. Chelsea now 3-0 up, and Cole Palmer got his hat trick. Player you let go. I mean, he's again one of those where did he kind of force his way out? He just wanted to go and play because he thought he was ready. I mean, it looks like he is ready because he's playing outstanding.
Yeah, and again, we never know the true reasons as to why people leave the football clubs. We saw it with João Cancelo last year for a season and a half. He was probably the best attacking, right full-back in the world, and then his house got broken into. He had a poor World Cup, and I think his just mentality took a tumble, and he fell out with Pep. Similar with Palmer, I think with Pep, and we saw it with Jadon Sancho, but Pep was right in that case. If he gets the feeling that somebody doesn't want to play for him or the club that he's at, he does take the tough decisions to get rid of these people. He did it with Barcelona when he came in. I think he got rid of Ronaldinho and Deco straight out of the gate. So, look, is it a decision long-term that could come back to haunt us? Maybe. Cole's having a great season. It's good to see a local lad doing well. I think it would have been nice to have him as another option coming off the bench. But when you see the likes of Oscar Bobbin, the way he's playing, I think Matthias Nunes, I know he's not an academy product, but I think he's stepped up in the recent couple of weeks. So got some good options there, but best of luck to Cole.
Yeah, it's not a bad academy you've got there.
No, not at all. Actually, Rico Lewis as well. So yeah, not a couple of bad prospects coming off the bench.
If City are going to win it, who do you think is going to come second and third?
I think. I was on the podcast a couple of weeks ago. I think I said in my mind that Liverpool would win the league because of Klopp's mentality. But I think if City, as you said, if City win it, I think Klopp will still do his hardest just to drag his boys up over the line. So I see it just being Liverpool again, because Liverpool have been there with Klopp, whether it's been Champions League finals, winning the Premier League Cup finals. I think with Arteta and Arsenal, because Arsenal haven't. I know Arteta won FA Cups and Community Shield as well, but I think because they haven't done it at the league level, I think they might just fade away. So I think it'd be Liverpool, City, Liverpool, Arsenal, and then fourth's going to be an interesting race to wrap it all up.
Yeah. Again, I just can't see Spurs with the running they've got. Those teams they've got to play much harder than Villa's. So I can't. So I think Villa will get that full spot. Lewis has a question for you, John. How do you see City getting on after their points deduction down to Haaland's league and lose De Bruyne? Can you get back up 3 divisions? Is it another case of the Juventus mega relegation or Glasgow Rangers thing?
Yeah, indeed. Look, I'm not. I think I said on the first podcast I did with you, Mark. I'm not a legal expert. If we go down, look, I've not. Is it embarrassing, and will people lord it over me in my friendship groups and at work and in the footballing circles that I work in? Of course they will. It'll be absolutely horrible if we get knocked down to League 2 or whatever it might be. But look, if that happens and we lose everybody and we have to start again, so be it. Let's enjoy the run as a club. We've had to do it in the 90s and getting coming back up against Gillingham and rebuilding ourselves that way. So if it happens, it'll be annoying. But look, I've got a season ticket. I'm all for seeing the likes of Swindon, Huddersfield, and Yeovil at the Etihad. I can probably rattle through the 92 League Stadium Challenge pretty quickly. So
yeah,
let's see what happens.
Do you think, this will be a controversial question, do you think if City were to drop down, maybe not to the Championship, imagine they went down to League One, would they still fill that stadium like a Sunderland, Newcastle, and West Ham? I think we've been down in the shit end of football. I guess City's not do you think City would still pack out that stadium?
We'd lose the tourists, which is never a bad thing. I'm not a tourist fan kind of person, a bit of a purist in that respect. But look, we were filling out Main Road when we were in League 1 and 2 and playing against the likes of York and everything like that. So would it be the capacity of the 55, 60,000 seats we've got? Probably not, but I would say be pretty close to him. I remember my first game was at Main Road in the 2000s, and I think we slowly beat Aston Villa 2-1, and the place was packed then. It's been, apart from the Bernardo Corradi years, that's the only time I can remember being quite empty. It's been packed ever since. We have a good core fan base, so yeah, I don't think it would be the 60,000, but I reckon there'd still be a lot in there.
Yeah, it'd be good. I mean, Lewis is a good example of this. I know as an Arsenal fan, he's been trying to get on the season ticket list for as long as I can remember. Is it a case that actually if you go down, maybe you can finally get a ticket? Because they're going to come straight back up. I mean, it's they've got mega money. They've got all these affiliation clubs they can just pull players from anyway, which maybe that's why they set them up. I don't know. Forward planning. So yeah, they'll get people back. Talking as well about just a switch away from the Premier League. The Real Madrid game, the 3-3. What a game that was. The quality of goals there, especially from Foden and I'm going to muller his name. Gvardiol, yeah. Brilliant game. What a game to watch.
Yeah, I mean, it was very stressful for myself. I didn't expect it to be 3-3. I was more stunned than excited when Bernardo Silva's goal went. I think it was poor goalkeeping by Lunin, if I'm honest. I think he could have got more of a hand to it. But when you go 1-0 up against Real Madrid in the Champions League, it's not going to stay that way. And again, the game didn't come down to individual mistakes. I know obviously Rodrigo, I think Vinicius Junior got lucky with the deflections, but it was just moments of brilliance, wasn't it, rather than a collective performance. Obviously, I mean, I'm going to the Real Madrid game on Wednesday. Will I think it will be a 4-0? I mean, I went to every single Champions League home game last season in Istanbul as well. Will I think it'll be the 4-0 like the second leg last season? No, I don't. I think City will just edge it based on what we've got coming off the bench. And again, we've been there now. We've got that certain level of maturity. So I don't think it'll be a 3-3. I don't think it'll be a 4-0. I think both teams will score, but it'll be very, 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 very close.
Yeah, I mean, foolishly, I didn't watch that game. I watched the highlights because I watched the Arsenal game, and it's one of those you kick yourself. I was really like 50-50. Which one do I watch?
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, sometimes you pick the wrong one, but I definitely will be watching that one on the return leg. And again, I think same as you, I think there'll be goals for both teams.
Yeah.
I think it'll be another high scoring one, maybe like a 3-2. I think it'll be, it'll be another great game. I hope I haven't given that the kiss of death for you, John.
No, not at all, Mark. But we don't do the easy way. I think all of our maybe apart from a couple, I think all of our knockout stages and things have all been high scoring legs, whether it be under Pellegrini or Pep. So no, a little bit nervous, but really looking forward to it.
Yeah. And who's your next game against?
We've after Real Madrid, we've got Chelsea in the FA Cup on Saturday, which will be an interesting one because obviously we've drawn twice against Chelsea in the league this season, and then following that we've got Brighton away, weirdly, on a Thursday night, again, which kind of one of the ones I'm nervous about. And then following that we've got Notts Forest away, and then we've got Wolves at home is our next home game on May the 4th. Again, and Wolves aren't the easiest team to beat. They beat us away at Molineux, controversy with a poor referee and decision. I seem to remember. So, I think Brighton, tough game. Forest, the way they're going at the moment, I don't think Nuno's really found a formula that works. So hopefully be a win there. But we did draw 1-1 against them last season. Chris Wood in the final minutes to get the equaliser, and then that Wolves game. So I don't think it's as easy as on paper it looks easy, but I think footballing wise it's not as easy as people make it out.
Yeah, I'm going to press you for a score. What do you think the score will be against Nottingham Forest?
I'm going to say 4-0. I don't think it'll be a tonking, but I think it'll be two goals either half.
You think they'll beat you by that much?
Oh, well, depends if Lee Terrell and Harling turns up or not.
Fair enough. John, is a pleasure.